talk a little bit about what I call chosen family, like your friends,
Mm-hmm.
you know, colleagues you're cool with, you know, that kind of thing. Like, do you have anybody um, who's been impactful or uh, they made an impression in your life in the sense of like these are my partners, these are my friends, these are people who I chose to walk through life with, and they instilled some positivity in me.
Are you saying there's some other people that did that? What do you say?
Yeah, it's just in terms of like friends, like people outside of
That's what
like
I mean outside of the family.
outside of family, right?
That instills some special things in me.
Just really going back to positivity and we see so much going on in this world. Like we wanted to talk a little bit and give a little time for speaking about like friends and choosing the people who are going to be in your life.
If I understand your question, I thought you was asking, do can I talk about some people who put positivity into me?
Sure, sure.
Uh, I thought about that, and it's hard for me to come up with. Normally if someone does that, you'll know it's like that, And let me put it this way. Okay, I got an older brother. He's passed now. He was like a chosen person too. I mean, he was like when we was coming up, he was very smart. Everyone knew him in the community, uh, and I was the little brother, right? Baby brother, they call me baby brother in the family.
All right.
So I'm coming up with the baby brother name from the jump. But anyway, he was very smart, very outgoing, and leader. Leadership was his thing. And I would say he is the one was the most influence on me. Not really from the standpoint of talking to me, influencing me. It was just what he was doing. I'm watching him. You know what I'm saying? He didn't really. He was always like almost trying to always tell me like I'm doing something wrong. That's the way I was really sick of him. He wasn't really. He was basically be like me,
Right.
and I'm like, I don't want to be like you. So, like I'm saying, I'm like, I want to be street because you're gonna be intellectual and straight that way.
Okay.
He was very much like a straight guy,
Got
super straight, not square, but straight, you know what I mean? I ain't never want to be that way.
Okay.
But I know as on this memorial when I got up and talked, I described him kind of like that, and I said he was the kind of guy that was always thought he was right. And then I capped it off by saying, well, 99% of the time, he was right. He was that kind of guy. So I've even said he's influenced me more than my father did.
All right.
I've said things like that. So he's about the only person outside of my brother. I mean, my mother. I can tell you some things I think about her too. She influenced me. But outside of the immediate family, I don't know people that I've dealt with that I put in that category.
I see.
Not like they really influenced me, or they really, or even looked up to them like that. I don't really like the term look up. I'll say I respect you. things like that. But I reject the term for myself. Even it's something like it saying I'm trying to look up to somebody. Like I got so much in me. Like I think I'm as much as anybody.
Yeah.
And I don't do that, you know.
And that's what you rooted. It's
yeah, I'm really rooted in that. And you know, I'll give you. I mean, I can respect you. I can give you everything. I ain't got no ego that I can't give you a thing, but I can't say I look up to you. Don't say it to me that way.
I get that. Yeah, I get that. That makes a lot of sense.
Respect you, you know.
That makes a lot
what you do. And we'll give you your credit. I love people. I love to learn from people. And I'll tell you, man, I learned that from you.
There you go.
I love to make people feel good. You know, I mean, not game-wise good, for real good, you know.
That's really I'm not gonna say it's the first time I've heard it put that way.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the first time I've heard it all put together that way. I've heard bits and pieces of that from different people over time, but especially the sense that I don't want to you not wanting to use the term like I look up to somebody because there's so much in me.
Yeah.
That it almost took me to church there. It did. We sing a song for the guests who come in. They say that Jesus in me loves Jesus in you. That makes you easy to love. And so that's one of those things that we sung it every Sunday, but it takes me back to that. In that sense, like there's no hierarchy here,
right.
But I can recognize, the goodness in you, and I need you to see it in me, and there's a connection there. So that's one of those things that that's what I mean. Took me to church, like I was. It's a wonderful thing, especially if you're able to have that mutual understanding with somebody else.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely, and that's something I do want. I do hope especially if people following along, get a chance to really sit with that kind of thing and make sure that they find that balance within themselves. Like I don't necessarily need to shrink in the presence of somebody else who's awesome because you're also somebody who's awesome, and let them learn to appreciate that. The both of you.
Right.
So that's in that sense. Are there, outside of your brother or your mother, is there other figures in your life? Were there anybody else where you had any appreciation?
Yeah, I have appreciations like it's mostly street things like Chad. Chad was I got the categories, Chad was he was a dresser.
All right.
Whole life. Never had a job.
Okay.
He just dressed.
But he clean.
He clean. I mean, just like I'm trying to tell you, man. I know I got this from him. Right. I'm talking about because I've seen him since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Took it all the way after he died.
Right.
He was just a cool, dressing guy. Right. He didn't work. He didn't have no money. He didn't, but he kept. They used to say he had two shirts a lot of times. He'd be up and down, but two. He'd wash one, iron one. He wouldn't come out the house till he, in the whole whatever all the some over here, and he come out.
All right.
I love that.
Why?
I love that. There's people like that I can tell you about that. Him, Chad was one. There's not a lot of them. Who else was in categories like that to me coming up? Charlie Walker. It's another one in my life that he just died last month.
Oh wow.
Frisco.
Oh, wow.
Charlie Walker he's a character. I met him when I had my television show.
Okay.
We ain't even got to that yet, so I got so many things.
Yeah.
Charlie Walker is from Frisco. I mean, he ain't from Frisco, but he grew up in Frisco. Charlie, I'm estimating this. Charlie I think Charlie's 100 years old.
All right.
Plus.
All right.
On his memorial write-up, they say he was 88. I know that's a lie. I know that's a lie, Maurice. But he is Charlie. Charlie's claim to fame in San Francisco is in 1970, 71 game. Charlie, truck driver, but he's a community worker. Very aggressive. Organizing the truckers, because they don't give no black people no truck driving opportunities. He's the man for that. Bring him on my TV show, and I done just heard his name. I don't really know him at this point. And when I bring him on the TV show, but he already knows my brother, because my brother and Woody Brown like that. And Charlie and Woody Brown is like that.
All right.
But I don't, they know them. I ain't in that crowd, because I ain't never did much Frisco.
Gotcha.
So I'm just an Oakland, West Oakland guy. So I meet Charlie, when I bring him over there, because I hear about what he's doing, to put him on the show. And then, like, you heard Howard's brother? I said, he'll say, you heard Howard's brother? Look me up and down. I said, yeah. I heard Howard's brother.